Hey there, fellow digital warriors. Hey, it's Gunduck, and I'm back with another video. This is a game I've been playing a lot of. It's called Flashpoint Campaigns Red Storm. And what this is pure and simple, it's an old school strategy game. If you grew up in the 70s or the 80s, you'll instantly recognize this type of strategy game right out the box. This harkens back to a time where tabletop wargaming was done with cardboard tokens on, flat terrain maps. No models or anything like that. It was all paper based, and this game is basically just the evolution of that, but in computer form. So what this is Cold War scenario, because you guys know I'm a stickler for Cold War era stuff. So this happens to take place in the summer of 1989. It's fictional, obviously. It's what if Russia decided to say fuck Glasnost and attack the NATO forces and kick off World War III. And this particular region for Red Storm takes place in Germany, so places like Fulda Gap, things like that, where it was always projected was going to be the big modern tank battles at the time. So what I'm going to do here is basically play a small scenario and just kind of give you guys a quick look at this fantastic game. This game is just amazing. If you like strategy games, obviously, if you prefer FPSs or simulators, well, this is probably not going to be your bag. But if you want something a little bit more mentally challenging, this game is for you. It's a total chess match. And basically, it's battalion, brigade level, combat, command type stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll pick a scenario. We'll do a single scenario. We'll play as a NATO commander. Proceed. And let's see here. What is a good one? Dun, dun, dun. As you can see, there's quite a few missions. You can also download, user-made scenarios. It comes with a full scenario editor, map editor. So there's a lot of missions that people have created on the Operation Flashpoint Campaigns Red Storm website. God, that's a mouthful. Let's do a head-on here. Okay, we'll do this one. We'll take a look here. Proceed. Okay, so here's the scenario. Lionheart Tactical Operations Center. So as you can see, this game is very in-depth. Just from the brief here, NATO player, 21st July 1989. It's D1 plus 6 hours, so it's 0600 hours. We're in West Germany, near Route 279, near Schönau. Schönau and Brend. God, it's been so many years since I've been in Germany. Germany was actually my first duty station when I was active military. I was stationed in Wildflecken at Rose Barracks. God, that was a long time ago. That was what, 95, 96. But anyway, here, you guys can read this. I'm not going to read it for you. I'll probably just cut and paste this inside the notes, the about section of this video, so you guys can read it then. But basically, Russians are coming. I'm here to stop them. And yeah, we're trying to get them. Well, as you see here, when I close this box out, I'll show you the victory points and everything like that. But let's look at the player mission briefing here. Again, I'll paste this stuff, in the about section so you can read it. Basically, I just need to stop this Russian advance. They're coming down this main thoroughfare here in Germany towards Wildflecken, and I've got to stop them. Take a quick look at our force roster here. These are the units that we'll have available for us. Obviously, you'll have an HQ. It looks like I've got the first 68th Armored Regiment, so we've got some nice M1A1s. So as you can see, lots and lots of vehicles to play with. Anti-air, Vulcan, got some tow tracks there, more tanks, more tows, got some scouts. Looks like we got some Apaches for this one. That'll be nice. And what else here? A mechanized infantry battalion. So that's cool. So we'll get some Bradleys and some platoons of riflemen and whatnot. And you can click on these, and it kind of gives you a breakdown. So it kind of tells you, the unit inspector here. So we're looking at the M2A1 Bradley. Tells you how fast it goes, crew of 3, a little bit of information, tells you what kind of weapons it has, whether or not they've got, TIS, thermal imaging systems, things like that. Because this game, there is a real-time weather and day-night cycle here, so you have to worry about, you know, line of sight and all that good stuff. And it looks like we're packing a lot of artillery as well. Wow, shit. Nice. That's a lot of artillery. Reported kills and claims. As you kill stuff, you know, it tells you what unit killed what. But we'll go over all that stuff in the AAR afterwards. We've got a staff summary report. So here's our victory calculations. Obviously, if we have a certain percentage of the victory points, you know, the game will say, okay, well, you know, that was either a tactical success, or, you know, or you had a decisive loss. And then program updates, but we don't need to worry about that right now. So let's go ahead and get in here. Let's see here. Currently, you may drag and drop your forces into the hexes. Yeah. Okay, so starting off in every scenario here, you're allotted, you know, a certain amount of units right off the bat, and then you have these blue hexes, which are your setup hexes. You can place any of these units within any of these blue hexes to start out. The nice thing is, if you look over here on the right side, is our unit patch here. It gives us a HQ radio activity. You kind of have to keep in mind that the more radio traffic you have, so the more orders you give, if you think of it that way, the better chances the enemy has to zero in on your HQ units, you know, because they're jamming out signals and stuff like that. So, you know, if they find out where your HQs are, they can make your life really hell. Because again, this game is all about command. And I'll break that down for you here in a few minutes here once we get started. But you can click on each one of these units, and you can see the icon change over here on the right. It tells you what they are. So what kind of orders they have, what kind of posture, whether they're dug in, covered, out in the open, the percentage of readiness they are. So, you know, the higher the percentage, the more effective they are in combat, how much ammo, morale, how far they are away from their HQ, and their preferred standoff range down here. That gives you kind of an idea of where they'll be best used in a fight. So, for instance, you know, this platoon of M1A1s, you know, it's 4 M1A1 tanks, Abrams tanks. You know, they can fight up close at 1 hex, or they can fight up to 10 hexes, you know, and be okay. Up here in the top right, it tells us the day and the time. It says 33 minutes to American orders, and I'll touch on that here in a second, because that's probably the biggest thing about this game is how it handles turn phases for both you and your opponent, whether it be AI or, you know, another human. So there's 8 hours, so this is an 8-hour battle. 0 minutes, 0 hours is elapsed. It's day, it's clear, visual. We can see up to 10,000 meters. Now I will go ahead and preface this video with letting you know that I am running some mods on my game right now. I'm running different map mods, so my maps here, what you're seeing, does look different than the stock game, but there's free mods out there. I like this map mod. I like it better than the stock one, but I'll leave a link to it in the video as well. And this is the inverted summer theme. So again, you have to worry about terrain, height of terrain. And if you look here where my mouse is circling here, it tells you what hex, the elevation, how much cover percentage, higher the better. Obviously, if you're in woods, it's going to be a high cover, and move detrimental effects. So the more the move percentage is, the more hindrance it is for your vehicles or infantry to move through. So if they're moving through, you know, dense woods, you know, they're going to move slower. But they will have better cover. So as you can see, again, these are the inverted colors for this map. So the darker the hex is, the higher the elevation. And that's just easy for me to, I like the inverted colors. As you can see, we've got some victory points here. You know, these ones here near Bischofsheim. They've got 4 1,000 point victory segments here, so those are going to be important. Those 4 crossroads around this town is going to be important to hold. It looks like I've already got these ones over here, and then I've got the ones obviously in Wildflecken, and then down here in Waldberg. The enemy's going to be coming from Bad Neustadt, well, from the eastern side of the map. How they're going to get there, I don't know. My guess is they're probably going to be traveling down N279. It's a major highway, so they can travel very, very quickly down that road, and they can it's a direct route into Bischofsheim, and then from there they can either hit Wildflecken or up here. I don't know the name of that, but up there in the north. So I'm going to want to concentrate, my fire. I'm probably going to put them around these ridges around here and see if we can kind of bottleneck them and do some destruction here. But let me go ahead and talk about what sets this game apart from any other strategy game out there. If we look at, where is it? Okay, if we look at the C3 here, Command Control Communications tab, it says American Command Cycle. You have command cycles. So right now my current command cycle is 33 minutes. So what that means is every 33 minutes of game time, I'll be able to give new orders to my units. Once I give orders and hit start, the game plays for that 33 minutes of game time, and the computer, the AI, tries to carry out, my orders that I had given to the best of their ability, for my battalions. Right now, currently in the red, you see the Warsaw Pact player, the AI, the computer right now, he's at a 31-minute command cycle. So he's 2 minutes inside my command loop. So that means he's 2 minutes faster to react to the battle as it unfolds. You want to get inside your opponent's command loop, because if you can really get inside his command loop, you can start causing problems. It means that you are reacting quicker to the battle. You are going to be able to see what he's doing, and because he, say his command cycle was 100 minutes and mine was 20, that means I can give 5 more times orders to my units, to change how I want them to do things versus his 1, if you're looking at a 20 to 100 minute command cycle. So it's very important to get inside your opponent's command loop. How do you get inside their command loop? You destroy HQ units. Destroying the HQ units is the easiest way to do it, because obviously you hitting those command and control nodes, orders aren't going to get passed down. Things are going to take longer to trickle down through the chain of command to the grunts on the ground to carry out the orders. And just general attrition of his forces as well. Right now, your runners, all runners means is just your units. It's just another term for it. HQ and leader subunits, I'm at 100% for everything. Average unit readiness is 75%. So that's not great. It's not horrible. You can increase the unit readiness by resting and resupplying. So that's something that'll be dynamic throughout the game as well. This is the Order of Battle tab. As you can see, it kind of lists all of the stuff that we have currently available, which is here in the black. And then the stuff that's grayed out is our stuff that hasn't made it on the battlefield yet. So that'll be, this stuff is things that'll pop onto the field here in the reinforcement withdrawal. So it tells you, I'm going to get my first group of, what were they, Apaches, around 59 minutes. So in about an hour's battle time, so you're looking at about 2 turns. Two turns for me anyway, which just happens to be 2 turns for the enemy AI as well, because they're at, 32 minutes or 31 minutes. So in an hour of game time, my Apaches will arrive. Now the AI, the enemy or your opponent, he'll be getting reinforcements as well. So again, I don't know what he has. I haven't played the scenario, not yet anyway. But yeah, I thoroughly expect him to get reinforcements as well. You can see here at about 2 hours, I'm going to get that mechanized infantry battalion, so all those Bradleys and troops, they'll be making it to the battlefield. And then around 3 hours is when I'll get my artillery. What else here? VPs, victory points. You can see there's a bunch of unclaimed ones. The ones with the NATO symbol, those are the ones we have. The ones with half a star, half a NATO symbol means they're contested, means nobody owns them. And there's no full-on red stars yet, but as you can imagine, if it's full-on, Soviet sickle with the red star, it's under Soviet control. The FX tab, that's just the game's, FX, how do I explain that? Movement, sound effects, things like that. Down here we have our little quick hot map. We can click, move that around. We can increase the map size to full screen, drop this window down, kind of get a better view. And what I like to do every time I play one of these games or one of these scenarios, I like to kind of come up with a battle plan. I see what I have, and then I kind of look at well, keeping my mission in mind, I kind of look at avenues of approach that my enemy may take, and I always kind of look at it as if I'm the enemy. Like, if I was a Russian player, how would I go about attacking and securing, all these VPs right now? And that's just how I look at it, and I've been pretty successful doing that. So let's zoom back out here. Another thing that I like to do when I start these, and this is a relatively small scenario, is I like to group my battalions in little segments. It's just easier for me to disseminate, where I want all of them to go. But let's talk about some of these units right quick. If you look at each token, and let's take, for instance, this guy right here, and we'll look at it on the right side. The token here that's on the actual map board is the same token that's over here on the right. And just because it's easier to look at over here on the right, I'll talk about this one. As you can see, it's an M1. These symbols up here indicate how many vehicles are in this platoon. So it's also reflected here, 4. In an American tank platoon, there's 4 tanks versus a Warsaw Pact. Russian tank platoon, it's normally 3 tanks per platoon or more. The Russians have been known to pack, 10 tanks in a platoon sometimes. The S is your orders. So right now, all these guys are on screen orders because they haven't given them any orders. It tells you what unit are. So this is the first of the first of the first. And T stands for tracked. The green arrow dictates, the color of the arrow up here dictates what battalion he's in. As you can see over here on the right, all of these here with the light green are in the same battalion, or same platoon rather. They're all in the same battalion, same platoon. Dark green and so forth. And as more units come on the board, sometimes they're red, sometimes they're yellow. It's just easier to color code all the battalions. And then there's more that'll pop up throughout the game that I'll talk about. As you can see, each different platoon, just like in real life, second platoon may be outstanding, whereas first platoon may be the platoon of shitbags. So, for instance, here, if we look at first platoon of the first, they're only 77% readiness, and they're 90% morale, 91% ammo. Whereas second platoon is 75% readiness, 94% ammo. Third platoon is 85, and so forth. So all of that stuff takes into account as to how well your units fight. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and group up my guys here and my battalions and all these guys. And you can check by the order of battle who goes with what. So if you look at the first of the 68, and you can click on these, and it highlights them over here on the map. And you can see who belongs in that particular, armored regiment, in that platoon. And you can actually drag and drop. So say I want these scouts to be part of, the second of the first. I can actually drag him under that HQ unit here, the 2-1, excuse me, the second of the first is 68, and then he'll become part of that unit. And that's for orders purposes. If you look at this guy here, he's got an H up here on the top left. That means he's a headquarters unit. So right now we have 3 headquarters units. We've got the main task force HQ, which is HQ Lion, 2 5.57s. And then we've got, the HQ for our tanks here and here in the first and the second. And it's good to, they have a command range. So if you hit Control D, basically the shaded area indicates their command radius. So if anybody in their battalion was outside the command radius, he would not receive orders as quickly as, say, a unit that was inside the command radius. Makes sense, right? And as you can see here, even these battalion HQ units need to receive orders from the task force HQ. So it says he's, greater than 12 hexes from the HQ, from the battalion HQ. And he's got a monster, usually your task force HQs will have, a huge, command radius. So as you can see here, I mean, it's just, enormous. And now that he is within command radius, then he's okay. See, command range equals 8 hexes. But obviously, other people are outside of that HQ range for him. But we'll fix that again in our setup. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up here. I'm going to try to look over this map here. I'm concerned about this road here because I can come up from the south. It would be a good route. And like I said, I'm really concerned about route N279. That seems that's going to be the most direct route to get up here to all these VPs. So what I'm going to do is I need to set up my units here. Let's see. Where's he going? So we're just going to stack them all up right now. Just again, it's easier for me to do that than anything else. And let me turn off my command radius. You can also hit Control L and get kind of a line of sight. And these numbers kind of dictate, you know, how well, you know, your percentage of a chance to spot somebody in that particular hex from the hex you're at. So if I was, say, well, let's get in these woods here. I'd have a pretty good chance at spotting, you know, all around, whereas they wouldn't have a good chance to spot me. So let's go and turn that off. Oh, there we go. And let's get set up. You know what? Let's get our recon units. Let's get those guys set up first. I really want to push down this road and just get eyes on out there. These guys, you know what? There's these ridges here, these dark green tree areas here, up here, above the town, overlooking. What is, can these guys see? Oh, nice. They can see quite a bit. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Oh, super. That's a great spot. This is a great spot because I can see all up in here and I can see all the way down this road here. And chances are they won't be able to see me from up there. So I'm going to want to get a recon unit up there for sure. All right. I know what we're going to do here. Where can I get this guy? Okay, I want him to go there. So to give orders, all you need to do is highlight the unit, right click, and as you can see, you've got different orders here: on call, assault, move deliberate, move hasty, screen, hold, resupply. Assault, you can move very deliberate. It's going to be, or not deliberate. You're going to want to use this this movement order when you are pretty much guaranteed to expect contact, and then they'll end the order in a hold position. So it's almost like giving two orders in one. Because you are limited to how many orders that you can give per turn. Right now, because it's just the pregame, I can give as many orders as I want to my units. But once the game starts off proper, each turn, depending on how I'm doing, how many command units I have, the command cycle, that dictates how many orders I can give per turn. So, you know, on turn one, I may only be able to give 2 orders, which means I can only move 2 units. Whereas, you know, say turn 18, if I'm doing really well, I may be able to give, you know, 14 different orders, which means, you know, again, I can move, you know, 14 different units. So let's take advantage of that. I want to get that guy here so he can see down the road, and I'm going to want to give him a hasty. So again, assault, you know, you're going to come in contact with somebody, you're going to want to use assault. Deliberate, it's kind of it's a quick move, but you may or may not expect trouble. Hasty is just flat out balls to the wall, floor it. I don't care about enemy contacts. Let's just get to where we need to go. Screen means that your units will always try, if they come into contact, they're always going to try to get within their preferred standoff range down here. So again, for the Humvee here with a, you know, 50 cal with a Ma Deuce, you know, he's going to want to be 8 to 26 hexes away. So if he comes under contact, say by tanks, he's going to start backing off automatically. I don't have to give him those orders to back off. The AI will just start to kind of it's kind of self-aware. You know, he's going to try to go into He's going to try to go into, what am I trying to say? Self-preservation mode. But so let's give him a hasty move here. We're going to put him in those woods there. And again, these woods are good because let's go ahead and get our bar back open here. And as you can see, if I click on that, cover 90%, that's great. Move 20%, elevation 3, which is, that's a fantastic piece of real estate. So each time you give them some place to move, and you can see here, you can give them up to 3 different waypoints, and then you right click on the unit and it'll draw the path. You know, you can move these little waypoints wherever you want if you don't like the path that they're taking. You can delete the waypoints and so forth. But let's go ahead and get him up there. These guys, I definitely want to get these guys up here. There's no reason not to. Alright, let's get that guy up there. I don't like that. See, I don't like that path, how that path went through there. I want him to stay in the woods. So, we'll do that. That's a little bit better. Alright. Yeah, he keeps on wanting to fall out of there. Okay, so we'll do that. I'm satisfied with that. Let's go and stack that guy. And then this guy, I want to get him right there for the time being. And then we'll move him out to one of these ridge lines here, either the tip there or the tip there. Okay, let's get our battalions set up. I really don't like leaving this area open. Shit. Alright, there's our HQ. I normally put down my HQs last. Let's go ahead and move our tow unit here. Get this bad boy moved. What is that? That is... Okay, that's our... Let's see. That's our air defense. Russians do love their Hinds. Really want to try to get this guy to where he's going to do the maximum damage here. Alright, we'll get him up there. Do a hasty move. And then our tanks. Yeah. Let's get these guys here. Okay. And then our HQ we will put right there. Alright, so it takes care of the southern, takes care of them. There's a second of the first. Alright, now up here in the north. And the reason why I'm splitting north and south is because I know that I'm going to get those reinforcements of that mechanized infantry battalion. They're going to come, and you can always check if you click on the order of battle and go down to where they're going to pop out. You can see where it highlights. That's where they're going to come in the game at. So I'm going to go north-south with my 2 armored battalions, and then from there I'll move my mechanized infantry battalions to wherever I need it as the game progresses. So if I need to go south with them, I'll go south via this road here. If I need to go north, I'll just cut through the woods and up that way through Hasselbach. But see, all of this lowland here, these no trees, God, that's going to be great to catch the Russians in a nice crossfire. And I've got a better gun. I mean, you know, let's face it, the M1's better than you know, the Russian equipment. So let's get these guys up here somewhere. Oh, that's a good spot. Those are good spots. Okay, I think right here, and right there. So, alright, let's look at the readiness of them. So I'm really going to want my best troops forward. Alright. No, we'll just go with this. Alright, let's get him a... Oop, nope, didn't want that. The assault, straight there. He's going to get an assault right there. Alright, he's going to get an assault to there. HQ will go there. I really, really want to get my let's get him up there. And that's my air defense unit there. He's going to Vulcan. And these toes. Where can we put Mr. Toes? What's your standoff range? 7 to 11 hexes? Let's go with. Over here. Let's get him down there, huh? Alright. So we'll hasty move him down there. Okay. And as you can see, if you look at the unit icons now, the ones that have orders, you can see the S changed to A. That's because it's dictating what kind of move I gave him. So I gave him an assault move, so that's why it says A. You can see the red arrow here. That denotes which hexes that they're going to be moving to. So he's going to be moving up. Obviously, this guy's moving down that way, and you can see, moving down. And so forth and so forth. These guys have black hexes because that's the type of moves that they're getting. So assault moves are always red, hasty moves are always black, and so forth and so forth. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this video short because I know it's running a little bit long. So stay tuned for the next video where we actually kick off the first turn, and let's see what happens. I'm stoked. All right, guys, I will catch you next time. See you later. Bye.